listen to Gary here.
The outset say if the individual, if my colleague opposite feels that we need to ensure the protection of Canadians, he will support the passage of Bill C-9. The Conservative Party will pass C-9 today, Mr. Speaker. That is how you protect Canadians. That is how you protect communities. That is how you ensure the safety and security of Canadians.
Do you think they stand in a cheer room before they go out there into the House of Commons? It's like, they're in cheerleaders, they go to these big competitions. You think they stand in a cheer room there and then Gary does his little banter there, just like, that's how you, how about fixing the crime laws here in Canada? How about we focus on that? How about instead of like internet freedoms? How about that? How about we do that? Isn't that the most important?
I mean, his priority is to resign, obviously, for being caught in a recording saying that he would help subvert a law that the Liberal Party had passed, that he was responsible for implementing. He said, don't worry, I'll help you get around that. Right. If that's not a fireable offence as a minister, then what is?
Nothing.
What is?
Apparently
like,
nothing.
What is the threshold?
Well, when the RCMP come and arrest you, that's when you do something. That's when you actually do something. Because somebody put in here, Gary and Angria. That's, I think that's probably easier for me to say that one.
And
Gary.
Anda's angry. That's what Peter Henry says.
Gary. Come on, man. You gotta resign. You gotta like... But I mean, they must go into that cheer room. Like, cause that's what it looks like. They go into a cheer room and then Tim gets up there and Tim's just going and yeah, an open bar. Something's going on because none of this makes any sense. And then Gary's just like, Anita Anand says, Gary, hold my beer. Listen to Anita Anand here.
The department at IRCC have a rigorous process for vetting all applicants who are applying for a visa. In addition, we encourage the opposition to vote in favor of C-9, Mr. Speaker, which they are refusing to do. And finally, Mr. Speaker, let me clarify again that on this side of the House, the Iranian regime is a terrorist entity. It is a state sponsor of terrorism. We encourage all parties to respect the rules of international conflict and engagement, and we will work to bring Canadian citizens home safely, Mr. Speaker. The department at IRCC...
That's good.
She doesn't have a voice for shouting. Somebody should have told her. Shout. You know, some people can shout really well, like Brian Blessed. What's his name? Patrick Stewart. Some people can do it. It's like built in. She doesn't have that ability, and I wish she wouldn't do it.
They have made such a mess of immigration, and they have criminals that are out there. They don't even know where they're at. They have no idea what they're doing. It's like an absolute. I don't know. You pick a adjective or a word or anything, and it's just a clown. And yet, virtue signaling number one. MP that wants to chastise the United States with moral virtues. We have Anita and Gary there campaigning hard for Fool of the Day. I mean, it's a tough one for Fool of the Day. Tough company. And you know, to add the insult to injury, here, Jason Jacks pointed out by the OECD as the top PBO out of 35. Like, they basically gave him the top grade. And the Liberals said, nah, we don't need that guy. That guy doesn't have any tact. So we're gonna nominate Annette Ryan. She was at Oxford with Carney and Chrystia Freeland. One thing you know for sure is Carney likes people that were. So hey, if you went to school with Mark Carney and Chrystia Freeland, now's the time to apply to the federal government. You're almost guaranteed a job. So if you haven't had a job forever, been out of work because you suck, and you went to school with Mark Carney, maybe even elementary school, now's your chance. Just give him a ring, give him a dingle, because your odds of getting a job there are pretty high. If you're qualified, need not apply.
Or if you're willing to put your principles ahead of your ambition, then don't bother applying. Otherwise, you'll get the Jason Jakes treatment.
Yeah, if you're competent, not so much. But hey, if you went to school with this group, like Mark Miller, wasn't Mark Miller? Wasn't he like a groomsman for Justy? And then,
he was certainly, he's in that famous picture, isn't he? Looking much the same as he does now, actually. Barely changed.
and then also, let's not forget, the ties between all of them are just so tight for sure. Anyway, Transport Canada, Department of Transport there, promises that $90 billion regional high-speed rail venture will not go over budget. It says challenges are expected, but we won't go over budget. Is that how you just build a budget that's absolutely crazy, and then you say, well, we'll probably stand to that? But Cabinet to date has budgeted $4.3 billion just on preparatory work for a 300-kilometer-an-hour electric rail service from Toronto to Peterborough, Ottawa, Laval, Montreal, and Quebec. And they put the cost somewhere between 60 and 90 billion. Can you imagine somebody building your house? The house should be approximately $1 to $5 million.
Between $500,000 and $30 million. Yeah.
And then we're going to have Air Canada as one of the contractors here to help us, because Air Canada, well known for building high-speed rail.
I'm ready.
Why not? Hey?
Put jet engines on the cars so that
Here's-
they can fly along the rails. Why not?
Here's a little homework for everybody. All it's going to do is put it in any ChatGPT, Grok, ChatGPT, any of the AIs, and ask how long or how much it should take just in the preparatory work for building a high-speed rail between Quebec City and Toronto. I got a couple $1 million when I put it in. Because it's not like it's not done in the world. It's Japan, they got China. It's not like they're creating something out of nothing.
And Japan is much, because one of the arguments is, Canada's very difficult to build anything like that. To which I have two responses. Number one is, it's even harder in Japan, and they did it, so obviously it's not that hard. Or at least someone knows how to do it. The Japanese know how to do it, so it's possible to do it. And then the other thing I would say is, if the terrain's so hard, why are you trying in the east? Why is the debut here in Ontario and Quebec? Why not do it between Edmonton and Calgary, where you've just got a straight line, flat terrain? Why not do the start there, so that you can perfect the technique, and then you can do the hard terrain in the east after?
Stop making sense. That's part of your problem right there. Making sense. This is the best story yet, because this is what's going on in committee today. We're going to talk about the media here. This is the best part yet. This is liberal. It should be just run underneath everything. Only favored press allowed. That's it. That's how the media works here in Canada. The CBC, CTV, Global, and CP are both the shield and the spear for the Liberal Party. And they've laid this out here. Immigration Minister Leanna Dabbs' office yesterday declined comment over its refusal to speak to independent media. Why would you? Only newsrooms that meet the criteria for government approval will be granted questions according to this. Well, we're approved. You don't answer us. Liberals won't answer us. We're accredited by your government. The department must be satisfied the journalists requesting media relations services are media professionals who represent bona fide organizations, which are defined using criteria similar to qualified journalist designation in the Income Tax Act. Well, we are. Yet you refuse to respond to requests by our organization. That's weird. So you have to be qualified, but then you have to be, what? There's got to be something else we're missing then. The income tax.
I think you were barking up the right tree earlier when you were talking about going to the same schools as the big boys in the Liberal Party. I think that helps. That's a good idea.
So this is a story from Hollywood and Blacklock.
And they are not. Terrorists she refuses. Entertain the idea that some random bureaucrat can decide whether or not she's a journalist when she's been a journalist for decades. And I very strongly sympathise with that position. But that means that the Department of Immigration is basically saying we're not going to talk to black people, which is quite convenient, isn't it, for that department, because Blacklock's happens to be the most important and the best by a very, very long way media outlet in this country. Pretty much the only media outlet in this country that holds people in positions of power to account. And they're the ones who are excluded here. What do you know, eh?
Just basically targeted. The immigration department yesterday would not explain its use blackout. Why would you? Why should you? So again, I say this over and over again. If you want accountability in Canada, the government must be changed, because they get braver and more brazen every day. Every day they get more brazen and brave on just zero accountability. They refuse. They sealed vaccine records for 15 years, and where's the uproar from the press? The two courts now have said the invocation of the Emergencies Act was illegal use and trampled on the rights of Canadians. No accountability. Zero accountability. But large L, hardcore liberal, cabinet initially rejected
large L. Hey, large L, big L.
Our approach would not be to bail out industry models that are no longer viable.
A large L, as the youth say.
Melanie Jolie, when she was the heritage minister in 2017, rather we will focus on supporting innovation, experimentation, and transition to digital. So she's made a mess wherever she's gone as well. Like she was heritage minister before,
I'm Clinton.
and then she was foreign minister, and now she's industry minister. She is basically like probably the most experienced minister in Canada. Other than
she wanted to be finance minister as well. That was her ambition. She was disappointed not to get it.
Well, maybe she still has a shot.
Looks like it. If Doug Ford has anything to say about it, Doug Ford becomes finance minister.
You have to realize that the government
yeah,
pays
right.
like $1.6 billion to CBC.
That guy the guy fucking teleported that I get vote kicked out. Eat a fucking fat cock.
And then pays almost
it's casual.
$30,000 per
what
newsroom
the fuck?
employee.
Is the end of the round? I fucking.
And then you wonder why these newsrooms are
Bro,
subservient to.
It's my second game, or like fifth game in like 10 years.
Access. Like, that's
Casual
the
my
thing
dick.
right now, because here's Blacklocks refusing to play their game, and they do FOIs. These stories you won't see on CBC. They won't cover them. Why? And so now they're using this as an excuse. Oh, you're not an approved, accredited media organization, so we don't have to do this. They also, Blacklocks is suing the government.
What, can I not talk now? Holy fuck.
They have a password protection.
What, can I not chat? Can I not fucking
And the
text
government
chat
buys
now?
like one password and then passes it around.
Bro, I was so confused. Like,
And then so she's
okay,
been
if you could not
forced
vote
for-
kick
and
me, that'd be
she's
great.
spending
It's my
500
fifth
grand
game in like
the
5
federal
years, and I
government.
don't know what I'm
They
doing,
accuse
so
her
I'm
of
not
yellow
trying to fucking
journalism.
troll. I get stuck at the end of the fucking
Oh,
round.
yeah.
That alone should make you angry.
You'll just say, don't, whatever.
Absolutely angry.
This is why I don't play counter shit. Fucking
There's also, we're talking about, there's a direct, there's the subsidies.
joking,
subsidies
dude.
as well. Some other schemes here and there, but the other big one is the local LJI. And that's where basically the government will pay for, will pay the whole salary of a reporter who is a local journalism initiative reporter, but still works for your outlet. And just don't take my word for it. Just look on the outlets. Look at the
This is why I
outlets
don't.
that, have LGI reporters. In BC, it's the likes of
Why can't I text chat? I don't get it. Like,
Walrus.
am I not
Is
pushing
that
the right
in
button now?
BC? The
was
National
working. That's not
Observer, whatever that one's called. Like they are all.
Because I said
left-wing
Iran.
agitprop.
Like, what the fuck is?
And you know, I've said
How did I get
before
that to
I
work? Okay, so why?
I like a lot of those publications, and I'm happy that they exist, and they do quite good stuff sometimes. But they are very much left-wing activist publications, and there are no. Needless to say, I mean, go check yourself. But I'm yet to find a right-wing activist publication that has that access to that LGI funding, and I reckon I never will see one.
I just want to help Jason here. You can't charge a battery below freezing or use it to the point. Not true. I got maybe some of the other ones. But every car has a battery. You know what I mean? Like every car has a battery to start the car. The battery. You know what I mean? Like your gas car has a battery in it. It's needed to start the car. So I mean, like, it doesn't turn the gas on. Like the battery starts the car. Just, you know, batteries work. I work. Rainbow Lake. I don't know.
I don't think we're allowed to listen to that language. I think it's illegal. Oh my god, he's typing it. Is it Japanese or Russian? What
And
the
in
fuck?
the mills and that.
Chinese, whatever the fuck.
Outside.
Whatever those cryptic fucking scripts are.
In Waboden, Manitoba, the electric motor.
That's not Chinese.
By the way, I think I was wrong. Somebody's mentioning the walrus again. I think I was wrong about the walrus. I don't know why I mentioned that, but LGI, check yourself.
I didn't park out. I mean, I did park outside. It worked. It worked. It worked. We got one more here from. I said that the media was going to lose their mind on Pierre Poilievre going overseas. That they're going to say, "How dare you?" And here we go. Here's the media. How dare you, Mr. Poilievre? Right there. What's this? We're gonna get to that 1.6 billion yet.
I believe you previously said that
too
you
fucking
believe in the approach of
easy.
having one prime minister at a time. I believe in the context of why you didn't go to Washington. Can you then clarify why exactly you went to Europe?
No, I didn't go as Prime Minister. I went there to promote our agenda of selling Canadian energy and integrating our trade with like-minded allies, which is totally legitimate thing to do. We need to expand our list of markets. For example, in the United Kingdom, they want to be able to trade more freely with us, but there are still a lot of bureaucratic non-tariff obstacles that I propose that we eliminate by signing on to an alliance with New Zealand, Australia, the UK, and Canada. In Germany, I pushed for selling Canadian natural gas to the Germans. These are the objectives of the Canadian government. So I'm sure that the Prime Minister was very happy to see me doing that work. Not on this particular trip, but I've discussed with him in the past the need for us all to work together to promote, to diversify our markets, to make us stronger at home and unbreakable abroad. And I did so in a very nonpartisan and positive way, and was very well received by them.
Wow, okay.
How dare you?
Literally fucking camping right there.
This was a meme.
How dare you leave the country?
What?
Naughty, Pierre. I mean, I just want to say that for anyone that isn't aware, I'm sure most people are, but it's perfect for the leader of the opposition.
Are there thermal scopes? How is this guy
Overseas and
shooting
meet
through
with
snow?
political figures overseas happens in every democracy. Very, very strange that people would consider that to be a naughty deed. And I know the reporter tried to be clever and tried to say, you said that we should only have one prime minister at a time. That's nowhere near as
Are
clever.
there
as it
thermal
is.
scopes? House
It's
shells?
not really a way in to ask that question.
I'm gonna put all the Tesla stuff. I mean, it's lots of questions on it. So I'm a big fan. I'm a bull tie guy. I had a 1-ton Ford diesel. That's probably one of my favorite vehicles. Nothing. So it's yeah, for up north. Live up north, man. With diesel. You know what I mean? Like, and Canada's not suited for there's direct application, and you know, Tesla's been causing I did a show, Tesla Talks, and you know, no, we don't want to really get into Tesla stuff here, but I think people should have a choice. That's my position.
Whatever.
People should have a choice. If you want to drive an electric, or you want to drive a gas car, or you want to drive a diesel pickup, have a choice. Like we had a BMW X5 diesel, one of the best. Like diesel is like, you know, if I had a choice, and you know, like diesel is like diesel vehicles, lots of power, and good on fuel. That X5 was amazing on diesel.
Counter-terrorist whiz.
Oh shit.
Another shift from the Germans to the world.
And I've lived in some of the coldest climates too, like in some of the coldest climates. I remember I had a Z28 in high level Alberta when I was like in my mid-20s. And I had a big dash 1986 Z, and I got in with those big white Sorel boots, and those big white Sorel boots, and I slipped as I was getting in my knee, hit the dashboard. The dashboard just exploded. It was that cold. I mean, just shattered, like completely shattered, like it was like, that's have a Duramax in the oil field. There you go. All right, we'll put that to bed. But the media everybody's watching the media today because Travis there is in committee there testifying. We'll probably have lots of recap on it tomorrow because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things that come to light. I don't know, some people been switching back and forth on this, and yeah. One last thing on that. I had a Ford F-350 one-ton dually. We went down for I think a 5-week vacation to the.
Why the fuck you got a dually, old man? What the fuck kind of construction work you do? What routes did this guy come up from? Oh shit.
One-ton dually. Not a good place. We took it to San Francisco. Hard to get around San Francisco with a dually, man. Holy cow.
Surprised you didn't get egged.
That was before freaky about that kind of stuff, right? Try going through a drive-through with a dually. You got to be some skilled driver. Andrea, our producer, put this one in here. This is some of the evidence that was used in court in the landmark Cowichan trials. Look at the evidence. The CBC very good on this. Here, let's listen to this.
This is Richmond. This is Richmond, yep, and this is the area.
We went to Victoria's Land Title Office to check out some of the evidence used in court. Historical maps, journals and documents, some more than 150 years old.
For example, there's a little note here, and unfortunately it's caught in the
Yeah.
but it says, I believe it says Indian Village.
That helped the Cowichan argue successfully land parcels sold to private owners decades ago should have been set aside for them. A victory, the chief says, has made them a target in their own community.
Nobody in this negative media is thinking of...
That's good. I think we're just showing that evidence there. But
oh, dude, it's good to hear that quote. It says
Yeah, these slideshows for real, bro. That's what I thought too.
The government, because the Crown sold the land, they didn't have the right to sell the land. Then they're liable for the losses to the person. And this is going to turn into a mess for Canada, an absolute mess.
We are going to win.
And I don't think anything should be subsidized. If EVs work, buy it, no subsidies, and no building charging stations.
Nice.
Tesla already does it. They build the best supercharger network in the world. They're not asking for anybody to build it for them. Just get out of the way and let free enterprise do it, or not do it. But this is the federal government. And here's County Jolene said, Anita, Nand, and Gary, you can't just keep competing with all by your own. County Jolene says, come on, man, I need in on this. The federal government has real plans to buy a 48 jet for industry and research and defense technology. The plane was announced as part of more than a $900 million of cash given to the National Institute for Defense. The government promised to buy 6 more bombardier jets to transport.
All right, we're over this. This is too sweat. This is the ultimate sweat.
So Mark,
Bill does
Mark
some
and
damage.
Tim
We're
and the rest of the
completely
gang
useless,
all get
but
their own. So if you went to
that's
school,
just-
again, if you
that's
went to
just too
school with
much.
Mark and the gang, now is the best time ever to apply for a job with the federal government. Because you may get
Hell yeah.
your own Bombardier jet
Bombardier
to jet
jet.
around in.
Damn, nice.
Wouldn't that be sweet? I think I'm going to have to fix